Okay, we're on Pesachim, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Chet. Eighth and final Mishnah in the third chapter of Masechet Pesachim. So in the last Mishnah, we learned about someone who is going to do something, whether it's a mitzvah or if he's saving a life, and then he remembers, he remembers that he has chametz in his house. And we discussed under which conditions he has to go back and burn the chametz, and under which conditions he has to be mevatel in his heart, to bitul, and that would be sufficient. So our Mishnah continues along that line. It says the following. Person who's leaving Yerushalayim, he has basar kodesh, basar kachim. He has a korban of kachim kalim. He brought a korban bechor, for example, and he's carrying in his briefcase or whatever. He realizes that he's carrying the leftovers from the meal that he ate from the kachim. And as we know, or if you don't know, basar kachim, the meat of kachim, has to be eaten in Yerushalayim, and as soon as you take it out of Yerushalayim, right, he's yatsa mi Yerushalayim, as soon as he leaves Yerushalayim, nifsal biyotzei, the Bartanura says, it becomes pasul. Shechomat Yerushalayim mechitza lekachim kalim, because the walls of Yerushalayim are the mechitza, the area within which you must eat your kachim, and therefore once you leave the walls of Yerushalayim, gone, you can no longer eat them. The basar is pasul, the leftover, I don't know, Chinese food you had that was made from the bechor, now you can't eat it. You have to get rid of it. Says the Mishnah. So where do you have to get rid of it? Where do you have to destroy it? Im avar sofim. If you already passed hard sofim, meaning once you've gotten pretty far, so for bum kamod, then you just burn it where you are. V'im lav, but if you haven't passed hard sofim, chozer v'sorfo lifnei bira habira me'atzei ha'ma'aracha. You must chozer, go back, v'sorfo, and burn it lifnei habira, in front of the bira. Now the kahati brings is a machloket. What does it mean? What does the word bira mean? So he says in the Gemara in Yuma, Daf Bet says, Rabbi Yochanan says there's a place on Har HaBayit called bira. So you had to burn stuff there. Okay, and Reish Lakish said no, the whole Beit HaMikdash was called bira. Nonetheless, either it's a whole Beit HaMikdash or a place in the Beit HaMikdash. Either way, chozer v'sorfo, you must go back and burn it lifnei bira in the Beit HaMikdash. From the wood of the ma'aracha, the wood that was used in order that was ready to be used to burn on the mizbeach. So that wood was also used to burn the psulei kachim. That had to be burned in the right way, in the appropriate way, in the respectful way. So how much do you have to go back for? I mean, okay, if I have, let's say, a teeny bit in my Tupperware, I ate all of it, but I found a teeny bit of basar kachim, or I'm walking and I remember, I left chametz in my house. How much do I have to go back for? That's a machloket. Rabbi Meir Omer, zeh v'zeh b'kibeitza. Rabbi Meir says, whether we're talking about the kachim, if I have a kachim in my hand, or the chametz in my house, both are kibeitza. It has to be a significant amount, kibeitza. Look at the Bartanura. Ava bapo, pachot, less, chametz mevadlo b'libo. If it's chametz, you just do bitul. Basar kodesh tofor b'mkomo, and if it's basar kodesh, if I have left in a kibeitza, then I just burn it. Why kibeitza? Savar Rabbi Meir chazarato kitumato. The measurement that I have to go back for is the same as the amount for tum'ah. Ma tumat ochlin kibeitza. The only ochlin food is only tamei if I have a kibeitza's worth. Less than that, she'ein ochel mitamei bechot b'kibeitza. Less than that, ochel food is not tamei less than a kibeitza. Kach eno chozer bechot b'kibeitza. So too, you don't go back unless in kibeitza. It's tuma. So therefore, zeh v'zeh kibeitza. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, zeh v'zeh b'kizayit. He says, no, it's not kibeitza. Each one is a kizayit. If I have chametz, if I left a kizayit of chametz, I have to go back. Anything less than I don't. Why? What's his shita? Savar chazarato ki isuro. It's not the question of tumah, okay, kitumato. It's isuro. How much is asur? You can't eat if I have ma isuro b'kizayit, she'al kizayit chametz o basar kodesh chayav. I'm not allowed to eat. I'm chayav if I eat a kazayit of chametz or a kazayit of basar. Kach al kazayit chozer. So that's the amount you have to go back for. So let's read it again. Al kama chozrin. Rabbi Meir Omer zeh v'zeh kibeitza. It's based on tumah, so the quantity is kibeitza. Anything less, you don't have to go back. You don't have to go back and burn. Rabbi Yehuda Omer zeh v'zeh b'kizayit. No, it's for a kazayit amount. V'chachamim omrim. Chachamim say basar kodesh b'kizayit, v'chametz b'kibeitza. If we're talking about going back to burn the basar kodesh, the kachim that you took out of Yerushalayim, that's a kazayit. And if it's chametz, then it's more, it's a kibeitza. Why? So I made you a chart. I always see a Mishnah like that. It's a chart. The Mishnah is just giving you a chart. Rabbi Meir says, zeh v'zeh kibeitza. Why? Chazarazo kitumato. Because it's based on the amount that you have to make tameh. Rabbi Yehuda says kizayit because it's the amount that you have that's asur. And the Chachamim say, for chametz, it's kebeitzah. They're more mekil in chametz. You have to have up to a kebeitzah before you have to go back. And for kachim, they're machmir b'basar kachim, that even if you only have a kazayit, you still have to go back and burn it as long as you didn't pass hard sofim. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Kalman. And you can email me if you have any comments or questions. Have a good day.